One take, one take. This is NBA one take. One take for your head. This is one take for your brain. This is NBA One Take with me, Pretty Boy Laker. You can subscribe to me on YouTube. You can follow me on Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram. This is NBA One Take. I got one take to talk about. Well, let me get to the game first that I was watching. Bucks versus Nets. Now the Nets is playing for their playoff lives. DLO going off, Karis LeVert. Giannis was out, so Giannis didn't play. But, you know, these guys, the Nets is trying to get into the playoffs. They need to get in. It's critical they get in. They have a great showing in the playoffs, which will help their free agency. Bledsoe, he had a great game, 33 points. But it was just not to be. And like I said, Karis LeVert, he was hitting shots. DLO did what he did. Middleton was playing okay, but it was without Giannis. And they won by 5, but it was close. Says a little more about Giannis not being there and helping his MVP, you know. So we'll see what unfolds if Giannis is going to play the next game, try to finish the season strong. All right, there's been a big hot take going on. I don't really like talking about what people say on other shows. I normally like to say what I feel. But this take was said on NBA Countdown. Jalen Rose, my girl Michelle Beadle, and it was just saying, throwing out Dwayne Wade versus so-and-so. So they said, is Dwayne Wade over Paul Pierce? Now, Paul Pierce said himself that he said easy. That was the first thing that people was upset about. Now, he says a lot of crazy stuff, and people get upset about it. He's ESPN's version of Charles Barkley. I think it's like he's a little more intelligent, but I don't know. I wouldn't mean intelligent meaning like the game of basketball and things like that. I always say, listen, Chuck just lived on instincts and he didn't play the game with a high IQ. So that's why he says certain things that's just head scratching and nonsense. Okay. I mean, shout out to Jalen Rose. He broke down a lot of team things. Like he's all NBA, got more NBAs than him, more championships, same amount of finals MVPs, and so on. But Paul Pierce said he had Shaq. And it was an older Shaq, but he still had Shaq, and he got the championship. All right. He's saying, oh, when the big three came, they was all old already. I mean, Garnett was like 32, and Ray Allen was 34. And they came because he's saying if he had them in their prime. They would have won all these championships. So listen, you understand. You play where you are, and that's it. Now, Paul Pierce, you had an opportunity to leave Boston, but you didn't. You stayed because they paid you, and it was for the money. When y'all guys was just straight lottery teams and garbage. When Coach Doc Rivers was almost fired. Until y'all made the trade that Kevin McHale did to help his buddy Danny Ainge, who also was on a hot seat as well. And y'all got the big three, which saved both of you guys' jobs. Now, Paul Pierce, he's a great scorer. One of the best Celtics. He's clearly a top 50 player, but you're not better than Dwayne Wade. You have a better career than Dwayne Wade. It took you a while to get some winning. It was just really you and Twan playing for the Celtics. And you was just not great. Then Twan is traded, and you was by yourself. You went to the playoffs once, and almost a 4 or 5 year time frame, and y'all got smoked by the Pacers. Before y'all get a KG, I can't. I can't. I can't even defend this. Wade was constantly going to the playoffs. Besides the 1 year he was hurt for most of the season, they traded Shaq away. He was leading his team, especially in his prime, to do things. Leading the league in scoring, putting the team on his back. Clearly a top 5 player. You was never a top 5 player. You was possibly a top 10 player, but you was never a top 5 player. Ever. You was never MVP candidate. Not once. They question you as being a superstar player on a winning team until the Big Three was formed. I don't know where to go with this. You see, because this is not because I don't know what to say. Because on one hand, Paul Pierce shouldn't say that someone else is better than him or anything like that. But him saying the easy thing and then go with, if he had Bron and Shaq and them, he would have, you would have lost, Paul. You would have had those players, you'd have still lost. Because I don't think you would have been convinced to be the second banana of the team. You'd have wanted to be the first option, which would have been taken away from you. And I remember you and Twan used to fight over possessions and plays being made, which cost Jim O'Brien his job, and which got Antoine Walker shipped out of there.
Please stand away from the platform edge.
Okay, all right. This is one take for the head, one take for the green. Pretty boy Laker, and I'm out.